Hello, I'm Attorney Todd Leneve. Welcome to West Virginia Gun Law. Today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you about body armor and legal implications if you choose to use it in a defensive encounter. Stick around. Body armor is a really popular topic among the Second Amendment community, and I know that I'm probably like many of you who sat and had lengthy discussions with friends debating the merits of soft armor versus hard armor, steel versus ceramic, coated versus uncoated, the different types of configurations that we can use it in. Do you wear a front plate only? Do you wear front and back? Do you wear side plates? It's a great topic, and it's an interesting topic that is, frankly, just a lot of fun to discuss and make comparisons to what your friends are using, try different styles out, and decide what works best for you. There are certainly a wide range of ballistic capabilities that are offered with the different types of armor that are out there, with the different NIJ rating levels. Typically, most people seem to be using 3 plus, or 4 these days because of its ability to defend against both pistol and rifle rounds. Now, of course, there are laws all across the country regarding the use and possession of body armor. And fortunately, most of them are pretty favorable, but most states do have some level of qualification with how you use body armor. For example, some states place a restriction on the use of body armor during the commission of a felony offense. Still, other states don't permit a convicted felon to possess body armor. In Connecticut, for example, you may purchase body armor, but you can't buy it online. All purchases have to be made in a face-to-face transaction. So you've got to go to a store or an individual who sells, and you've got to have that face-to-face interaction to both purchase and receive your body armor. So again, you can see that there are a variety of different things that come into effect from state to state, but the reality is, across the country, most states look pretty favorably on the use of body armor. You always have zealots and outliers, though. Anybody guessing New York so far can check that off on your bingo card. Just about a week or so ago, State Congresswoman Grace Meng, on May 23rd, introduced legislation in the New York Assembly seeking to ban the possession of any body armor that's rated NIJ level 3 or greater. So in her mind, she wants you to be able to be shot by a rifle round, but it's okay to possess and use body armor that's rated for pistol rounds. Doesn't make any sense, but again, most Second Amendment and gun-oriented laws in the state of New York right now don't make any sense, so it's pretty well par for the course. Sorry for those of you in New York, but this is the kind of asininity that you've got to deal with on a daily basis, and I can assure you that most of the rest of the country feels your pain and wishes that things were different. So in West Virginia, for example, we have a law that makes it pretty clear that everybody can own and use body armor, with the exception being that body armor cannot be used while committing a felony offense, an element of which is force, the threat of force, physical harm to another, or the use or presentation of a firearm or other deadly weapon. Most of us as law-abiding gun owners would not do things like this. However, consider this twist. I'm driving down the road, I find myself in a scenario where suddenly there's a vehicle that cuts me off and I see somebody grabbing a firearm to bring to bear on me. I grab a plate carrier that I happen to have sitting in the seat next to me, and I throw that on as I jump out of my vehicle with a pistol in hand to protect myself. And in the course of doing so, I win the fight. Police come, but for some reason, their interpretation of the circumstances is such that they think that I've committed a crime by shooting this car full of other people who were actually out to get me in the first place. And in the end, I'm the guy who's being hauled off in handcuffs because I've committed a felony violation, perhaps murder, attempted murder, wanton endangerment with a firearm, all in the course of protecting myself, but because they didn't see it that way, I'm the guy that gets hooked up after that encounter in the investigation that takes place. Oh, but I was wearing body armor during that encounter because I was smart enough to have it available. I was quick enough to get it on and use it to protect myself while I engaged the threat. But now, in addition to these charges that they think they've already got me on, they can add additional felony charges for my decision to wear body armor during a felony offense that involved force, the threat of force, harm to another, and the presentation of a firearm. So they can get me any number of ways, and if there were multiple people involved, they can get me on multiple counts of this charge. Seems ridiculous, doesn't it? Well, the reality of the law is that this is a tool that's available. Now, I will say that it's probably a far stretch in most scenarios, particularly in decidedly red states. But there are times and circumstances, regardless of the political leanings of the place where you live, where if an officer is going to make the conclusion that you violated the law in a defensive shooting by shooting another person, there's nothing to stop them from also piling on charges because you wore body armor in the commission of that crime. So just be aware that this is a real possibility, and it's something that you need to think about as you go through your defensive planning and training, keeping in mind that this could be yet another tool to be used against you, when in reality all you were doing was trying to ensure that you were the one that came through that fight safely, because you had nothing to do with picking the fight, starting it, or choosing the time and location. You simply reacted to somebody else who injected themselves into your life in a manner that you hadn't invited. But a third person didn't necessarily see it the same way. So take time, familiarize yourself with your state's body armor laws, and if you have questions on it, please get in touch with me. You have my contact information available in the websites that are down below. My email is listed down there now as well, so you're welcome to reach out directly to me, and I will be happy to answer your questions and guide you through whatever your state's law may say, and make sure that you understand what you can and can't do to make sure that you're protected in every aspect of that defensive encounter. I appreciate you spending a couple of minutes with me today. I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button, share this video, and make sure that you're getting this information out to as many people as we possibly can. Again, thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and until then, take care and stay safe.